So if you go to a supermarket, I'm hoping you use the loyalty scheme that's on offer. But do you actually know what those points you're getting are actually worth? And do you know how much you have to spend in order to cash in those points? So in this video, I'm going to take you through the leading reward schemes at the big supermarkets here in the UK and show you exactly what it is that you are earning each time you swipe that card. Hi, I'm Andy Webb from BeCleverWithYourCash.com. Thank you for checking out this video. If you are new here, this is the place to make the most of your money, whether that's saving money, making money, spending money, or better managing your money. So if you don't want to miss out on any of the future videos that I do, please do hit that subscribe button and that little notification bell right next to it. Right, let's get into it. Let's talk about the big loyalty schemes at the supermarket. In fact, there are only 3 supermarket ones, Tesco, Sainsbury's, and Morrisons, that actually earn you points that you get back to spend. I am going to mention 2 others, which are, one's not a supermarket, it's Boots, but it's a very good reward scheme. And also I'm going to mention Co-op, which although you don't get points, you can get some money back at some time. All the rest, you don't actually get points back. They work in very, very different ways. So that's something for another video, another time. I'm going to focus on the ones that actually earn you points as you shop. Now, the big rule with any of these loyalty schemes is not to go out of your way to shop at those places to earn your points, because realistically, the return you're going to get back probably isn't worth your effort of going out of your way. And in fact, if you can get that same thing for less somewhere else, whether that's your weekly shop, whether it's a bigger product, whatever it is you're buying, you're probably better off going to the place that's cheaper, okay? But if you always do your shopping at the same place because it's convenient to you, it's right near your house, or it's on your way, on your journey you normally make, or whether it's actually just the cheapest place for you anyway, then absolutely 100% it makes sense for you to be using the loyalty card that is available if it is Tesco, Sainsbury's, Morrisons, Boots, or Co-op. So let's take you through them one by one and hopefully give you an idea of exactly what it is you're getting when you do them. And let's start with the big one with Tesco Clubcard. It's probably the biggest loyalty scheme for any of the supermarkets. And actually, in fairness, it's probably one of the best ones. Now, every time you spend £1 at a supermarket, a Tesco supermarket or a petrol station, with your club card, you will get a penny back in points added back on. So 1 point is worth 1 penny, which basically works out at 1%. Now, I talk a lot on this channel about cashback credit cards and rewards and things like that. And the best you're going to hope for in one of those is around 1%. So in that case, it's kind of on par with the best cashback cards. Well, don't forget, you can use cashback credit cards alongside your loyalty schemes. So let's say you are using an Amex paying 1% and a club card giving you a simple 1%, you're basically getting 2% back off your shop. Now with a Tesco club card, to use your points, you actually have to amass 100 of them, which is worth £1. So once you've got £1 worth of points, 100 points, they'll send you a voucher for at least that. If it's more than that, you'll get a voucher that's worth more, although often it's in multiples of even numbers, so you won't necessarily get all of them. Sometimes they'll carry on to the next quarter, and they are paid out every quarter, these vouchers. Once you've got that, you can spend it either in a Tesco shop or you can use it towards one of their Boost partners. I'll talk about that in a second. But essentially, to get 100 points, you basically have to have spent £100. So if you're not going to spend £100 at a Tesco, then you aren't going to earn enough points in order to cash them out. But if your regular supermarket is a Tesco, you go there a lot, then you're going to hit £100 pretty easily. So quickly go back to those Boost things. So 1 point is worth 1p, as I said. So 1%. There are offers, I'm sure you know this, on the Tesco Clubcard website where you can boost them. It used to be either 2 times or 4 times. Now everything pretty much is 3 times the value. That means 1 point is now worth 3 pence rather than 1 pence on those specific partner offers. And obviously you do have to have a certain minimum. Sometimes that minimum isn't the 100 points. Sometimes it's 250 or whatever it might be. Sometimes it goes up a lot more. Sometimes it could be less. It could be maybe just 50 points and you can use them for 150 points, £1.50 towards whatever it is. Now this used to be fantastic. There used to be some great offers on there. You could use them towards train journeys, Uber journeys. Now TV wasn't a popular offer. That ends mid-February 2021. There are still some good deals on there, but they're not as strong as they were. And one of my top tips here with boosting your Clubcard points, although yes, it makes sense to get triple the value, only if it's on something you're actually going to spend them on. If you're just getting the points to get that extra value, but you're not actually bothered in that magazine subscription or the voucher meal at the restaurant, then maybe you're better off just using them towards your shopping or holding on to them in case a new boost, a better boost option comes along later on. Now you've got to bear in mind they do only last a certain amount of time. I think it's 2 years. So you need to make sure you use them once you've got them as a voucher release. Once they've transferred over to a voucher, use them within those 2 years. So don't forget about them. You can check that in your Clubcard account exactly what you've got and how many are left. And if you've lost a voucher, you can order them again. So that's Tesco Clubcard, I think one of the best ones. There is something called Tesco Clubcard Plus, which is a very different proposition. Although it's called Clubcard, it's almost completely separate. It gives you discount on your shopping and a few other bits and pieces, but it isn't earning you any extra points. It does come with a monthly fee. So if you shop regularly at Tesco, do check that out. I have written about it over on the blog, which I will link to up here so you can read more about it. But it doesn't earn you any more points. And again, it's only worth doing it if you are shopping at Tesco a lot. Now, the next big supermarket loyalty scheme is Nectar. Now, most of us probably come across Nectar when we're shopping at Sainsbury's. That makes sense because that is the main scheme there. Sainsbury's actually bought Nectar a good few years ago now, so they own it outright. But you can actually earn Nectar points, unlike with Tesco Clubcard, you can earn Nectar points in a number of other places, a number of other retailers. So that includes eBay, includes some train companies. There's actually quite a few, not a huge number, but quite a few other places where you can earn some points. In fact, you can also earn Nectar points via an American Express credit cards. And I'll talk a little bit more about that in a second. So it could well be that you actually earn more Nectar points, have more of them to use than you would do just from your normal supermarket shopping. But let's focus first of all just on shopping at the supermarket, at a Sainsbury's, maybe at Argos or eBay, other places as well. Every time you spend £1, you earn 1 point. So same as you do with Clubcard. However, the big difference here is that a Clubcard point, as I say, was worth 1 penny. A Nectar point is worth half a penny. So that means it's the equivalent when you shop at Sainsbury's and use your Nectar card, you're getting the equivalent of 0.5% back. So half of what a Clubcard point is worth. So they're not worth as much when you do your shopping. Again, not a reason to change from Clubcard to Nectar or change from Nectar to Clubcard and try and get more money because it's a small amount of cash. But it's just worth knowing that is the difference. Another key difference though is cashing them out, because most of the time when you are spending your Nectar points, whether that is at Sainsbury's, at the till, or whether you're exchanging them for a voucher to use at something like a View Cinema or on eBay, or whatever it might be, you need at least 500 points to transfer them over. That's worth £2.50. And in order to earn £2.50 worth of points, to earn 500 points, you need to have spent £500 at Sainsbury's or at other Nectar partners. So it's a lot more money you have to spend. Again, that's not a problem if you regularly shop at a Sainsbury's, but if you're only going there every now and again, it might also just take you time to get enough points to actually get your hands on them and actually use them. Now, when you actually do use them, as I say, you can use them in Sainsbury's at face value and other places at face value. There aren't any sort of partnerships like you would get with Tesco Clubcard. The only real exception, and it's quite a new one, is you can use your Nectar points to transfer them into Avios points and use them towards your air miles. Now, personally, I'm not a huge fan of air mile schemes like Avios or the Virgin Atlantic Flyers Club or whatever they might be, because you're generally locking yourself in to getting a particular flight on a certain day at a certain time, and so you're limited where you can go. And although yes, if you travel a lot and you spend a lot of money on your cards, there are extra perks to try and boost your points, and maybe then you can get yourself upgraded to business class rather than economy, or maybe you can get yourself a free flight here, a free flight there. Personally, my take on this, and I've spoken about this before in another video, you're much better just getting the points and using them the way you would actually for things you want to use them, rather than trading them in. But it's worth knowing that you can swap 400 Nectar points for 250 Avios. You can also, and this is a bit of a sideline, but it's worth knowing about, if you have the American Express Amex Gold preferred rewards credit card, I've got a whole video taking you through this, you can actually swap your Amex reward points into Avios points and then swap them into Nectar points. And that actually increases the value you get. So if you are someone who shops at Sainsbury's quite a lot, then you might want to check out that video so you know exactly how to sort of take advantage of that little hack, that little workaround. But fundamentally, you're mainly going to use those Nectar points, I think, at places like Sainsbury's or eBay or Argos. Now, one thing you might want to look out for is the Double Up promotion, which runs every year in November time at Sainsbury's. Can't guarantee it'll be back in 2021, but you'd hope it would be. This essentially lets you, as the name suggests, double up the value of your points. But it is quite limited. You can only use it in certain parts of a Sainsbury's store. So, for example, you can't use it on pretty much any food and drink other than the Taste of Difference wine, but you can use it in other parts of the store, and you're limited also how much you can double your points up. So you can actually move £50 worth of points up to a £100 voucher. That's limited, but that does mean that if you use that and you take advantage of it to the full amount and you've got enough points, you're potentially increasing that worth of your points to 1% rather than 0.5%. Again, it's not going to be for everyone and not going to work all the time, but it could help you boost your points a little bit. Now, the only other supermarket that has a kind of proper points-based loyalty scheme, Waitrose might have a scheme, M&S has a scheme, Iceland has a scheme. None of them are really actually giving you points back every time you shop. The only one that does is Morrisons. Now this one, you get 5 points every time you spend £1. So that sounds quite good, sounds quite promising, doesn't it? However, each point is only worth 0.1p. So it's worth a tenth of what a Clubcard point is worth. So yes, every time you shop, if you're getting 5 points, you're getting 0.5p back. You're getting basically 0.5% back every time you shop. So it's the same as Nectar. So not too bad. If you're shopping at Morrisons, you may as well get these points. However, there's a big, massive flaw with this scheme in that the minimum payout is 5,000 points in order to get a £5 voucher to use at a Morrisons store. To get that, you have to have spent £1,000. So only people who shop at a regular basis at Morrisons or use a Morrisons petrol station are going to get anywhere near that sort of redemption on an annual basis. If you only go there occasionally, don't do your big shop. In fact, even if you do your big shop, depends how big your family is, it could be a while before you get anything back. And when you do, it's just a £5. Now, again, like I said, if you're shopping at Morrisons, you may as well get the points. Just don't buy things on the basis of, oh, I'll get that because I'll get some more points back or whatever. And that is a trick that they all do. All the big supermarkets have this trick where buy this and we'll give you 20 bonus points. Buy this, we'll give you 100 bonus points, whatever it is. If that's not something you were planning to buy in the first place, they're generally worth ignoring because it could take you a while before you actually get to claim that back. Or it's just not actually worth much. Again, that confusing thing. I like the Clubcard one because you know 1 point is worth 1 penny. Really easy to work it out. If you're getting 10 point bonus points, you're getting 10p. Okay, if you're getting 100, you're getting £1. But when you start having to figure out, okay, I'm going to get 5 points with this, and if I do that, or actually 1,000 is worth what, you can work it out, but it's just a bit more fiddly and it's easier to kind of make a mistake. So just don't buy things just because you've got an extra coupon saying, hey, look, here you can earn some points if you buy this product or whatever it might be. Now, very quickly, I want to touch on Co-op as well. It's not a points-based scheme, but if you do sign up to the scheme, it's £1, a one-off fee of £1 to join the Co-op loyalty scheme. Every time you shop and buy a Co-op branded item, you will get 5% of that purchase back to your Co-op card, which you can then use next time you shop. So it's actually a very high-paying one at 5%, which is fantastic. 1% of that Co-op own branded product also will go to a charity that you can help select. So it's a really nice one to do. You'd also, on the Co-op app, get loads of different coupons and money off when you join in. So if you shop at a Co-op regularly, it's worth checking it out. Now, the last one to talk about is the Boots Advantage scheme. Now, technically, okay, it's not a supermarket, but it's somewhere that I think a lot of us do shop. And if you are ever going to a Boots, you absolutely should be signed up to the Advantage card scheme because it's one of the best paying ones out there. Every time you spend £1 at a Boots and swipe that Advantage card, you get 4 points back. Every point is worth a penny, so that's the equivalent of 4% back. So much better than any of the other schemes that we've spoken about. In fact, you can increase that a little bit more as well if you use not just a cashback credit card, but something called airtime rewards. If you have a linked MasterCard or Visa, that often gives, I think, about 5%. So if you're linking that to a card which is giving you, let's say, 0.25%, you get a 9.5% cashback every time that you shop at Boots. But anyway, let's go back to those Advantage points. Again, you're getting, say, 4 points for every time you spend £1, and there's no minimum spend necessarily. You could exchange 1 point if you had it straight away at the till. However, you can only pay in full. So you're buying something at Boots, swipe your Advantage card, and if the amount of points you have covers the purchase, it knocks them all off. Realistically, let's say something costs £1. That means you need to have spent £25 in a Boots store to get enough points to spend that pound. But generally, I think it's one of the best schemes out there, and there are all sorts of opportunities for you to double how much you earn. So quite often there are weekends where they give you double points. If you spend £50, you'll get £10 worth of bonus points added there. If you go into your Boots card account online or on the app, you'll find all sorts of extra promotions. Sometimes it's just an extra 50 points next time you shop. Sometimes they are, like with the supermarkets, tied to specific products or ranges. So make sure, again, as I said, you're not spending money just to earn the points. You've got to make sure you're buying things you need. But there you go. They are the 5, I would say, big points reward schemes here in the UK. There are others, but these are the big 5. If you are shopping at those places, make sure you sign up for them. But like I said at the beginning, do not go out of your way just to earn those points, except maybe with Boots, when they have those big bonus reward schemes, days where they're giving you lots more points and the products you want to buy are on offer, maybe that's a good time to stock up. Now, one thing I would say before we finish, often it's a bit of a pain having all these different loyalty cards, plus all the extra ones you might have from other places in your wallet. You might forget them, you might not have them. If you've got a smartphone, then you don't have to worry. Yes, each individual one has its own app and you can add the card in there and it's worth downloading those. Sometimes there are bonus points just for loading up the app, such as Tesco Clubcard app. But you can also get things like Card, which is another app, which lets you store tons and tons of any kind of loyalty card you might want and have it there on your phone at all times. And in fact, most of the big cards, you can also add them to your Apple Wallet or your Google Wallet on your phone as well. So that means you're never going to be without your loyalty card. You're always going to be able to take advantage of the points of these cards that we've mentioned just now, or the other promotions with many of the others. Hope you found this useful. If it has and you think it's going to save you some money, please do hit that like button and leave a comment below. I'd really appreciate your feedback. And don't forget, so you don't miss out on any future videos, hit that subscribe button and that little notification bell, and you'll be told every time there is a new video. Thanks for watching. I'm Andy Webb. Cheers. And here are a couple more videos you might find interesting.